Okay, welcome back, soulmate. The next class is the back of our jacket. The back of our jacket. So the first thing I will do, let me just mark a starting point, but it's not necessary. I can start I just use 1 inch as my starting point. I connect the line. On 1 inch on the what? My center back. Okay, so after this now, I will take my what? I will take my vertical measurement. I'm working with chest line 9. Shoulder to chest line is 9. Shoulder to my waist is 16.5. Shoulder to the jacket length is 30. I'm using 9 is 10.5, 16.5, and the what? 30, that is the jacket length. 10.5 for my nipple, shoulder to bust point. I will connect the line. Okay, so after I have gotten this, the next thing I will do is to mark my shoulder. I'm working with shoulder 15 plus divided by 2, 7.5 plus half, 8. I mark my 8 inches here. I will connect the line. Okay, let me leave this line because I'm still going to mark another line. So I will mark my bust palm divided by 2 plus half, which is 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus half gave me 4.5. I will connect the 3 dot line. Okay, so mate, the next thing I will do is to mark, get from my shoulder I get my shoulder to hip is 25. From there, for back, I will come up by 1.5. For front, I came up by 2. Then for back, I came down by 1. I came up by 1.5. It's standard. It works for everybody. I mark my neck. My back neck is what? 3. The width is 3. I will mark the width, and the depth is what? 1. I will mark the 1. Then my back shoulder slope is half. I will connect the line. I'll take my curve and get my back neckline. Okay. So after I have gotten my back, the next thing I will do is to get the midpoint of my shoulder, which is 5, divided by 2. I will mark half here and mark half here. I will connect it back to my bust point. I will also connect this back to my bust point. I did not do anything. I just got my midline. I will connect this line back to the waist and connect this one. Okay, so the next thing we will do is to pay back the 1 inch, that shoulder dart that we remove. Is a must that you will pay back. Anything you remove, you must pay it back. That is the law of fashion. If I don't pay this back, my shoulder will be shortened by 1 inch. So I will connect it back to my my initial shoulder line on my chest line. So after I have connected it, the next thing I will do is to measure what I have here. I have 8.5. 8.5 divided by 2 will give me what? 3.75. Sorry, will give me 4.25. Sorry. So from that 4.25, I will come in by what? 0.25. Sorry, I will come in by half. I will come in by half. I will connect it this way. So mates, the next thing I will do is to take my my measurement. The bust circumference I am working with, I'm working with bust 38.5. 38.5 divided by 2 will give me 8.6. I will mark it. Plus my plus half inch is allowance. Plus my 1.5 inch seam allowance. Then on the waistline, the waist circumference I'm working with is 34.5. 34.5 divided by 2 will give me 8.6. I will mark it here. Sorry, soulmate. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.6. Sorry, plus half plus 1.5. I will now mark my 1 inch dart allowance. Yes, some will say, why did you use 1 inch at the back and use 1.5 at the back? I will use 7.5 at the back. It's because the back have busts. Yes. And if any circumference divided, any bust palm that is up to 8, bust palm that is up to 8 up, you will use what? You will use 0.75 instead of half. But from 7.5 down, you will use half, that is 0.5. 40 divided by, then on the hip line, 40 divided by 4 will give me what? 10. Plus 1 inch is on the hip line. I added 1 inch is plus my seam allowance. I will connect the line. I will connect this one. Okay, so the next thing we will do is to do what? Connect the armhole. Is to connect the armhole. I will place my armhole curve and do what? And connect. Okay, so mates, okay, so the next thing I will do is to eliminate the back puff so that my back will sit perfectly well on my body. To eliminate the back puff is very, very important. It's compulsory, so that you will not have bulging. Your back will not bulge out at the back. So here I come in by 0.75. I come in by 0.75. I will connect it back to my hip line. And connect it back to my chest line. Okay, so after that, I will pay back that 0.75 that I removed at the back of my center back. I'll connect it back to my chest line and connect it back away. Okay. So soulmates, the next thing I will do, I will pick up my front pattern. Let me cross check that mistake I made at the front side. I made the same mistake so much. So I mark my 9.5 because 38 divided plus half inch is allowance plus my 1.5 is allowance. So this is her correct measurement. This is her correct measurement, soulmate. I was the one that made a mistake. Okay. This is her correct measurement. So the next thing I will do, I will measure what I removed here. I removed 1.5. So I will come on the back side. I will come up again by what? 1.5. So that two of them must do what? Align together. Remember, I use curving side. I'll connect it so that your back and front, soulmate, your back and front will do what? Will align together. So the next thing we will do now is to cut. I can't wait to transfer this to fabric. Bear it in mind, we added our our seam allowance on this. So the next thing I will do is to cut with my pepper scissors. Okay, sorry. Before I will cut, we will draft our basic sleeve. So let me set this aside. So welcome back. The next thing we are going to do now is to draft out our sleeve measurement, because we'll use it to get our Remember, we said that we are sewing this jacket with pointed shoulder. We are sewing the jacket with pointed shoulder. So I'm reducing the pepper to the normal measurement I need. So I'm drafting my basic sleeve now. I'm drafting my basic sleeve. Okay. So the next thing I will do, I will mark my cap height. The cap height I'm using is 4. I will mark my biceps So sleeve I'm using is 7.5. My elbow is what? 12. My water is 16.5. Then the length and the hemming allowance. I will mark the same thing here to make sure that my line is accurate. 12, 17, 16.5, sorry, and the rest of them. So I will connect the line. Okay, so the next thing I will do is to mark my bicep, my armhole measurement. The armhole measurement I'm working with plus my 1 inch seam allowance, because it's going to be inner seam. Then I will mark my biceps. I'm using 15. I'll mark my 12.5 divided by 2, 11, and the 9. Then I'll add my seam allowance to all of them, which is 1 inch. Please, it's necessary you take care of all these things so that your sleeve will perfectly sit on your what? On your hand without so I will connect this. First of all, okay, let me connect it like this, and now blend it. I will blend it with my, when you encounter this kind of thing, okay, let me go like this. When you encounter, at times you see this kind of thing in your sleeve, okay, that here will be like this. What will you do? You blend it. Let me use this curving side a little. You blend it so that it will do what? Around. You see it, that is now perfect. I'll connect the line. Okay, so after I have done this, I will measure what I have here. You know, this is not my, I'm just trying to put a little illustration on how to draft sleeve. So after I have done this, I'll get a midpoint of this line. I have 11.25 divided by 2. I'll have 5.6. So I will keep my and connect it this way. See, now I'm taking my time to teach you all these things, because For you to get that pointed sleeve, you need your work. You need your sleeve. Pointed shoulder, sorry. You need your sleeve because two of them will go together. Okay, so the next thing I will do is to cut and cut out the sleeve. I'll cut out the sleeve. I will cut out the sleeve. Please, when you are drafting jacket sleeve, don't make your jacket sleeve to be fitted on your what? On your arm. Don't make your jacket sleeve to be fitted. Jacket sleeve don't supposed to be fitted. I'm using basic sleeve to cut out this jacket sleeve because of that pointed shoulder. That's why I'm using basic sleeve to. So what will I do? I will open this. I will borrow this paper.